Hello YouTube, Joe here. So, I had a very, Hey YouTube, Joe here. So, I had an interesting idea. I was cleaning up some stuff down here around the basement and I came across a wine kit. Oh, cool, yeah, you know what? We're going to make a wine kit. I haven't done one of those in a while on YouTube. The last one was making a premium red wine kit. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out. Went really well. Been a while. Let's do a kit. Let's do, what do I have? I had this one lying around. I've got two others here to make as well. And I've got one at the homebrew shop, DIY Homebrew Supply, that I plan to make too. So I've got a lot of wine to make. But I came across this one. I don't know if you can read this or not. Probably not. It is the limited edition Chardonnay Chenin Blanc. Limited edition wine expert kit. Here's the kicker, okay? This was the LE17 line. I don't know how this got so out of my usual rotation when it comes to how I do these. I typically pick up a couple of the LE kits every year just because, in my opinion, they really are some of the best wine kits you can get. Boatloads of juice, really interesting varieties, and we always like to just try new stuff around here, so figured, heck, get the ones that sound good every year, kind of queue them up, and then I'll make them throughout the year. Well, clearly I dropped the ball on this one. This one is now, at the filming of this video, almost 4 years past its expiration, or 4 years past its creation date. So if you Google search, if you look through different homebrew forums, typically they'll say that a homebrew wine kit should be made typically within a year of it being made. Some kits they'll say a little bit longer. There's no real defined hardcore like expiration stamp. The rule of thumb is within a year, up to 2 years maybe, depending upon how you store it. But this one's coming up on 4 years, so it's definitely past date. It could be technically expired. It probably is expired. Who are we kidding? 4 years is a long time for a food product to basically sit there. So I was like, ugh, crap. Maybe we'll make a different, one of the red kits I've got here. No. We're going to make this kit, and here's why. All the stuff that I've seen in forums and commentary on YouTube, things like that, they're like, oh, you have to do it within a year, it may oxidize, it may be horrible, better just to throw it out and get a new one, all that type of stuff. I'm curious. A white wine kit, I should be able to pick up smells, flavors, colors that are wrong, right off the bat. So I thought this could be a really interesting thing. Let's make an expired wine kit, put it out there on YouTube. As we're doing this video, leave comments down below. Let's start up a little discussion about this. I'm not going to change anything about this kit. I'm not going to replace any of the ingredients. I did already pop it open. I cheated just a bit, just to make sure there wasn't like mold in the bag or anything or something funky like that. But it's aseptic packaging. This stuff is sterile when it's put in the bag, and it's pretty much. It's not going to go bad. I've kept it down in my basement for apparently 4 years, and so it's been cool. It's been in almost complete darkness the entire time, yeah, it's been probably in the most optimum storage conditions you could have. It's never gets above like 70 degrees down here, and I live in the in Iowa, so it for half the year it's really chilly down here. So I thought, heck, let's do it. Let's try it. Let's see if we can find expired flavors. Let's see if something doesn't work. If something's messed up in our pack here. I did pop this open too, just again to make sure nothing was looking horrible. But I mean, like, check this is one of the first things. I've had in-date wine kits, and this has gone bad. The Kiesel salt packet. Look at that. It's still liquid. There is nothing. I'm looking off to the side here so I can see it. This stuff typically stays good for a real long time, but I've had in-date wine kits where this has come to me crystallized, like hardened, you know? And you can try to break it up, but it's going completely granular. And I've heard that that's a case of when the wine kit is stored too cold, like the wine kit froze. There's no way a wine kit has frozen on my watch, unless through one of our shipping channels, you know, that we get these kits through the homebrew shop, left it in a frozen area, but it's food product and they're marked, you know, do not freeze and don't get hot. So I don't know, unless there was an error on that case, but I've had 0 wine kits returned to the store since we started. I've never had any of these come back from customers. So, you know, it may be rare, but an in-date wine kit with something that was crystallized, I thought that was fishy. This is 4 years old, and it's looking just fine. I mean, no particulate or anything in there. It looks great. Everything else is in packets, you know, the Kaida sand. This is also nice and clear, nice and bubbly, you know. So far, so good. Let's check the yeast out, actually, because it's just, you know, dry packed on this. EC1118, so champagne strain. The best buy date on this, best buy date on this, October 2019. So this is now 1 year and 3 months past expiration. We're going to use it anyway. This stuff will eat your face, so I just don't see a problem here. So without further ado, let's get making this kit. Chardonnay Chenin Blanc LE17 Wine Expert Premium Wine Kit. Let's see how this goes. Wine kits are super easy to make, so the rest of the video is probably not going to take any longer than how long I've been talking here. What, 5, 6, 7 minutes? And yeah, so I don't even need the instructions on this because there's not a whole lot that comes with the kits. So we'll go through it all here real quick. You already saw the Kisosol Kaida sand. That's going to be in the fining stage of the process, so towards the end. Bentonite here for right at the beginning. We mix that in some warm water, then blend that in. Get our juice put in there. Whip it up really good. Get it aerated. Sprinkle in EC1118. Some say to stir, some say don't stir. I don't really honestly think it matters one bit because I've done both and I've noticed no difference. And then medium oak blend. These are, it's an oak. They're not chips, they're real fine chips. Not powder yet, but real fine chips. So this goes in, sprinkle this in, give it a good mix, get it whipped up, drop the yeast in. Oh, bentonite before all of that. So bentonite, this, oak chips, stir, yeast, done. Then what we're going to do, rack it into the carboy. We're going to do the Kisosol Kaida sand combo, metabisulfite and sorbate fining agent, and then your preservatives, and you know it does provide additional fining when the yeast is killed off. So what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ingredients. Very, very simple. Wine kits are awesome. I like the more juice kits myself, especially for reds. So but yeah, I guess without further ado, I've already said that once. Let's get to making this kit. An expired limited edition wine kit. Here we go. Okay, so we've got our cleaned and sanitized fermenter here ready to go. We're going to start out by putting in some hot water. I don't put in a whole lot of hot. I cleaned it with some of our straight A cleaner. You could use PBW, OxyClean, whatever, as long as it's not scented. And then sanitized it with potassium metabisulfite. Alright, first up, our bentonite. So I just tore open the packet. Still looks granular to me, not sure if you can see that. Here, I'll try to... We basically put it in the hot water here. I'll sprinkle slowly. See? Making that trademark mud. Trademark mud. I don't see anything wrong so far. Turn this same color that it always does. Yeah, I mean, mud is mud, I guess. Okay, so we've got that in place. Now it is time for our juice. Give me just 1 second and I will pull that bag up here and we'll give it a look. Okay, so I just pulled this up and out of the bag, or box, sorry. Pulled the bag out of the box. And here it is. So, this is a white wine kit. Doesn't look really any darker. I guess that's kind of a good way to do it if you it's just like if you look at a beer, a light beer. If there's a really thick amount of it, so say you're looking into a 5,000 gallon tank of Pilsner, it's gonna look dark, you know? You gotta think of what's going through it. This looks very, very dark, but all the white wine kits I've ever done look this dark. You can actually see here the white from my light up top in the white sink, lighter. You know, you can see. So as you get it thinner, look at that. Still nice and yellow. You can kind of peel a little bit over here, just kind of layer it up again, just trying to see through. You know, it looks nice and white winey to me. So again, so far looking good. I'm gonna pull this up here. Oh, cradle it like a baby. Up this bad boy here. Oh. You can tell I don't have kids. I cradled that like a baby. I probably would have just killed the poor thing. Pop this off, and we'll get it in there. There we go. This is me. I mean, it smells great. Yeah, no off smell at all. It smells sweet. Really sweet, actually. It just smells like really good grape wine. So here we go. Let's get it in. Yeah, see how it's yellow in the a thinner quantity there, thinner quantity. I mean, look at how yellow that is. You can see. Looks good. Smells great. I'm going to readjust my arms here a little bit. Okay. And there's the end of the bag. I quick flipped it for you. Last dregs. I don't see any sediment or, do you? I see nothing funky. I don't see any. Yeah, I don't see anything normal. You'll always get a little bit of this like fruit crap down on the bottom, but it's been sitting upright that whole time. So any fine bits that made it through their skimming and their filter process of the actual grapes. Yeah. Nothing chunky, nothing funky. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit more water to this bag here. We give the bag a little shake and get that in there. Lovely. Alright, I'm going to set this in the Wine Expert box here for trash. Alright, we'll give that a stir. It smells great, guys. I mean, like this, there's nothing, I'm seeing no red flags yet. 4 years old, man. That's ridiculous, actually. Again, I don't know how I got so far off with that. I typically, I get them in, I set them in an order, and then I just go through the order and I make them. I really must have just got it out of order and then never put it back in order, I guess. Or never read the labels. That's probably it. I probably moved it around and then I just didn't read. It doesn't say on the box here. Whoops. It doesn't say anything here about the LE date. It says it here on the top. And I don't ever look at that. Ever. I just look at, ooh, we'll make this cab. Ooh, we'll make this, you know, Gewürztraminer. Ooh, we'll make, you know, this whatever. Guess I need to read the UPC. No, that's too nerdy. I'm not gonna do that. Alright, so now we're gonna add more water. It is here in the basement, so it's a little cool. I'm gonna add warm water to it. And I add from a little bit of height, so that way it agitates it just a little bit more. This is one of those fermentation vessels where, I'm not sure if you can see, but like right where those bubbles are. Let's see if I can do it. There's a ridge. You saw it earlier. There's a ridge, and that ridge is basically your 6-gallon mark. That's for this bucket. Always check to make sure your bucket, don't just fill it up and say, well, Joe said just fill it to the ridge. No, double check it. Different makes and models, just like everything else. Alright, that's looking good. Now it's time to add our oak medium blend. Medium. Alright. So, see what I mean? Nice fine wood chips. I see no mold. I see no... they smell really good. Light toast. Light toast on them. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Let's do it. And add the thing there. And then stir it in. This is going to be so good. I've got a feeling. 2020 can't suck any freaking more, am I right? Let's make a kit from days gone by. Things were good. Well, better than they are now, obviously. But guys, this is smelling great. It's looking great. I'm just feeling positive. This is going to be fun. Plus, I'm out of white wine entirely in my little wine cellar, so it's time, man. Okay, so whoop, there's that. Oh, you know, one thing, let's go ahead and let's take a hydrometer reading if I don't break the hydrometer. Grab some sanitizer here. Can't remember where I put it. Oh, give me just a second. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Just going to sanitize this now real quick here. I had the sanitizer up by some kegs a friend gave us. And for Christmas time, well, I should say for the winter. Not really Christmas anymore, but... Okay. Alright, let's see if I can get a reasonable reading here. Holy mackerel, see? Floating nice and high. It's got some bubbles there. Let's see. It's looking like about 1082, 1083. Get it rotating here with that. 1, 2, yep, 1082. Works for me. Rinse that off now, just so I remember to rinse it. Set that to dry. Okay, so now, I guess without further ado, that's the majority of the work. Now it's time for the wee little beasties to do their job. The wee little beasties that should have beastied by October of 2019. I actually have used expired beer yeast. I mean, stuff that's years past, and it's been just fine. So I can only imagine this freeze-dried. Look at that, looks fine. The freeze-dried wine yeasts are going to be just as powerful. We'll just let it, try to get it nice and even across the top here. Hopefully with that little bit of foam around, it won't stick to the sides. 'Cause that always sucks. I hate putting yeast in and then you go and by the time you're done you rack it out and there's all that yeast stuck on the side. There we go. Wine is made. Now it's time to get our sanitized lid in place here. Easy breezy. And our sanitized airlock. So I'm going to press this down. We'll pop this in, put in a little bit of sanitizer. And that's pretty much it. We'll leave it here for a couple weeks and then it's time to rack. So let me just get this done. Okay, so there you have it. Wine kit made. Bentonite in, juice in, water in, oak in, yeast in. Done and done. We'll keep an eye on it, obviously. Make sure no blowouts, anything funky happens. If something does funky happen, I will pull the camera out and I will film it for you guys, just to show you exactly what's happening. I guess if I had thought about this in advance and I had enough, I guess had the right equipment, I could have just put a time lapse on this and actually in a glass container so we saw it work. But you're going to have to take my word on this. I'll pinky swear you, Boy Scouts honor, whatever. I'm not going to adulterate this. I really do want to see, does an expired wine kit still work, for one? Two, is the quality altered? In this case, it'll just be obviously for this one style. But, you know, you can extrapolate from that. Different wines are going to behave differently, so I'm guessing, certain things can oxidize where other things won't. So, I guess the moral of the story is if you're in the forums and you have an expired wine kit and you post, say, hey, what do I do? And you get trolled and they're like, dump it, don't do anything, what is going to kill you? No, it's not going to kill you. I highly, highly doubt anything in these will kill you. I highly doubt anything in these will make you sick if it's expired. What I do think is going to happen is maybe some oxidation. If you didn't store it correctly, maybe you'll have packets of stuff that have gone off. Maybe the yeast doesn't work if it's a less voracious type. I don't know. There are always going to be variables to it. But I just want to put it out there and say, make the kit and see what happens. What's it going to hurt? What's it going to hurt? You already spent money on it. Don't dump it to start. That's one thing that drives me nuts. At the homebrew shop, it happens all the time where we'll have someone come and be like, oh, my airlock ran out of air, so I dumped the entire batch. Wait, how long did you have it sitting? Without, water in the airlock. Oh, 2 days. No! Don't do that! Go through with the process. Check it. Check the product. There's always going to be something that goes wrong, or that you could have done better with your equipment or your technique or something like that, but it doesn't mean it's gone bad. Check the product to see if it's gone bad. If the product's bad, then dump it. Don't just dump it without checking. I don't understand that logic. So anyway, I am rambling now. We're going to let this go. Anything weird happens, I'll grab the camera, we'll film it, we'll discuss it. Please do leave comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Have you made an expired wine kit? Have you made an expired beer kit? How did it turn out? This will actually be the first thing I've ever made that's expired fully. I have made beers, like I said, with some expired dry packs of yeast, and they work just fine. Absolutely just fine. So, going through this, nothing smelled off, nothing looked off, things dissolved in when they should have, the yeast looked fine, the oak chips looked great, there's no mold, nothing on those, so everything was packaged well, I take it, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. I'm hoping that it turns out great because I'm out of white wine and that would be nice to have. So again, please do comment if you have done this before. Would love to start a discussion amongst the entire YouTube community there. And while you're here, if this is the first video of mine you're seeing, welcome to the channel. Please do subscribe and click on the notification bell to make sure you're notified every time I release a new video. You gotta love YouTube's changed that since I last made videos, of course. So do those things. If you do want to support the channel, you can support me through Patreon. Link will be down in the description below. And if you are a patron of mine already, there are a couple of you out there. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. The support is very, very significant in these days, right? So I definitely appreciate any support you have and the support you guys have already given me. So without further ado, we're going to let this set. Going to let it go. And yeah, maybe I'll see you in a couple days here if there's a problem. Maybe I'll see you in 2 weeks. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to make a little series out of this, I think, just so that way we've got, I can kind of pace it out with the editing and everything. And it's not one gigantic, huge, long video, you know. Short and sweet, right? And with that, I need to shut up. So cheers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. 17.